Today I'm trying to find smallmouth bass in shallow water. So that big hunt starts at home, getting on Google Earth. You know, and I've chosen a boat launch to come out of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search the shorelines, and I'm looking for isolated boulders and rock piles. Okay, I found a nice rock pile that's pretty close to the boat launch. My only variable is I don't know how much water's on it until we get there. I think we're going to be okay, but you never know. All right, looks like we got about 4 feet of water, so we're good. First things first, we got to get our rods set, all of our baits set at the boat launch, okay? We can't put eyes on these rocks and think that we're going to have 15 minutes to be able to put on our baits, okay? So you got to have an idea of what you're going to throw. My number one bait today is going to be a Cinco wacky rig because we're in shallow water, clear water, and we're around rock. My number two is going to be a little 3.5-inch swim, as natural looking as possible, no crazy colors at all. And then lastly is I'm using a Sexy Shad jerkbait KVD. All right, so that's number one. Number two, noise. I'm going to put the trolling motor on low. All right, and I'm going to just creep into the area. If I got a fishing partner, we're going to agree that when we put eyes on the rock from a distance, no talking. All right, and you got to be careful slamming your compartments on your boats and stuff. All these things make a big difference. Then we have to make we want to keep the boat as far away from the rocks as we can and make a very long, precise cast. That's important because, you know, think about if a fish has been sitting on a rock all day and almost nothing has come by. And then all of a sudden we come into the area and there's plastic worms and swim baits and all kinds of things falling over there and over there and over. They're going to know something's up. It makes a difference between not catching any fish and catching 3 or 4 fish. And then when I make my first cast, I'm going to go right into the highest percentage area, which is, let's say we got 3 rocks sitting there. I'm going to go right in the center, right in the hole of those 3 rocks. That's going to be my first cast, okay? And then I'm going to take each boulder and cast right around it and pick them apart. All right, now I'm going to get the boat out of the area. Getting the boat out of the area. I'm not going to put my power poles down because I'm on shale rock. It'll sound like fingernails going across a chalkboard. Make way too much noise. So I'm just going to use my trolling motor, get the boat out of the area. Now I got that guy fairly quickly, so I'm going to get right back in there. You know, fish tend to be very territorial and selfish creature. You know, kind of like, say you got 3 dogs at home, you know, and you throw a treat out and one of them gets the treat. And the other dogs are full. They're not even hungry, but they just don't like the fact that somebody else got something that they could have had. So the next time you throw a treat, they go crazy on it. So bass are kind of the same way. So I'm going to get right back in there. Now that one took me a little bit longer. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to let that area sit for just a second. Not a long time or anything. But I'm going to let those fish settle down and hopefully that they'll cling right back to those rocks. And maybe we can pull one more out of there. You know, you wouldn't think these little things make a big difference, but that was one little rock pile that I was on there. I ended up pulling, whatever, 3 or 4 fish out of there. Just from being stealthy, being quiet, making a long cast, keeping my boat out of the area. It makes a difference.
You ever felt like you were really pushing it? You know, like in life, pushing your luck. You know, it's been about 10 years now. You know you should have been making some changes, but you keep putting it off. Well, that's what I did. You know, I always had that little, you know, somebody whispering in my ear, something in the back of my mind saying, you know what, you really kind of need to stop doing what you're doing. You're getting older now. You've been pushing your luck. You got away with a lot of things without getting in trouble or hurting yourself or killing yourself for a long, long time. It's time to put an end to it. I'd like to introduce you to the church that I go to's YouTube channel. It's called Smithville Baptist Church, and we're out of New York. We have these little videos. They're anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes long, and they just kind of give you something to think about for the day. There's one right here at the end of the video. It's called, "Have You Been Sleeping Through Your Alarm?"